Our next question, Jim, sent in the CornyDriveThru at gmail.com. This is a question seeking advice. Hello, Mr.
Thought
Cornette.
it was a question seeking an answer.
First off, I'd like to ask if you could refrain from using my name, since this is a question about the wrestling school I attend.
Okay, what is his name?
I can't say that.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't say it accidentally.
I've been a fan of yours for years now, and because of that, I take your philosophy of no outlaw mud shows and dick spots seriously. I've begun training at my local wrestling school for a couple weeks now, and some of the more experienced students and trainers suggest ridiculous gimmicks for me that I consider goofy comedy routines. What should I do? Should I play along and give some of that stuff a try because I'm just a student and quote, what the fuck do I know? Or should I take my teachers aside and make it clear that I don't want to start off my training doing dumb outlaw mud show gimmicks?
See, in a vacuum, I don't want to get heat on this kid. It could be that they're just suggesting a bunch of goofy shit because I've never seen this guy, heard of him, or whatever. It could be just because he's the shits. And they're just like, oh, you got to do this or whatever, because I don't know. Or it could be that they really, because it's my local wrestling school, right? And I would think that he would name, if there was any significant names involved, I think he would name, I'm training with so-and-so. So it's a bunch of local guys, and maybe they just are clown show fucking wrestling fans. If he's paying to be there, then while, yes, he is paying to go to school, I think I would sit down and say, guys, and also when somebody pitches something for you to do, if you're going to turn it down, you need to have something better. You can't just say no. I've actually, guys in the WWE have done that. And somebody, who was it in Ring of Honor, did that one time. Oh, fuck, I wish I could fucking remember now. But basically, no, I don't like that. Well, what do you want to do instead? Well, I don't know, but something different. You motherfucker. If you're going to turn something down in wrestling, you need to have something on the spot that's better than the shitty idea you just turned down. Because if you don't, then you look like an idiot. Then you're just saying, well, I don't want to do that. Well, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know, but I don't want to do that. So I would sit down and say, guys, I'd like to be serious. I have an idea for this, and pitch your idea for what you want to do that you feel would be you, that would bring out more of you that you would be comfortable with, because when you're comfortable, then you speak and register it and display it and emote it for people, both physically and verbally, better if you're comfortable with it and it feels like you, and pitch it to them. Remember, you're in fucking wrestling school, and depending on the level of your trainers, it's not like going to be the end of the world if they say, no, this fucking sucks, because really, when you think about it, what else? They're taking your money. Now, I've run a wrestling school, but I had confidence in when I did give a guy a gimmick, I had confidence that I knew a little bit more about what I was talking about than he did, and chances are I was right. But at the same time, I didn't give everybody, or even most of the guys in wrestling school, a gimmick, because they're in wrestling school. They need to learn how to be themselves first. So start out with a fucking name, a weight, and a hometown, and whether you're a babyface or a heel. And then as you get more experience, and as you work in front of people more, and as you work in front of your trainers or in front of the people in the locker room more, somebody will have an idea. Somebody will make a fucking suggestion. Somebody else will say something else. You will come up with something, whether you're taking a shit or you're riding in the car. And eventually, over a period of time, you will form what becomes your gimmick. It's not like, okay, you've been training for 3 weeks now, so I think you need to be a cowboy, and you ought to wear a cowboy hat that's this color, and we're going to go buy you a fucking pair of cowboy boots and all this, and just fully form it there, because fucking guy doesn't even know how to wrestle yet, much less work a gimmick. Nobody should really start out from day one with a gimmick, because how do you know? It's like the writers do. They just make up a fucking wrestling character, and then they go try to find somebody to say, okay, play this character. Well, that's the fucking shits.
But when you look at how wrestling schools are today. You know, I mean, there are guys out there like Dr. Tom Pritchard, Les Thatcher, guys who know their stuff, can teach you really what you need to know to make it in wrestling. But if you have a generation of students who, and the younger they get, and each year goes by, it's going to become more and more, I would think, grew up watching silly shit and thinking silly shit is acceptable. How do you break that? Especially when you're not going to Dr. Tom Pritchard. You're not going to a Les Thatcher. You're going to someone who may be of that generation, and now they're the teacher.
Well, you can't really do much about it except what I do, which is sit back and tell everybody how fucked up they are. What else? They won't listen. They don't get it if you do listen. They've never experienced it. They didn't live in that era, so that they don't understand. You know, to begin with, that's part of the reason why a lot of guys' minds are fucked up when they get in the business now compared to days gone by, because they already think they're smart when they get in the business. They've already read everything on the internet. They already think they know how wrestling works and think they know how matches work. And as Rip Rogers used to say, as seen on TV, they do shit that they've seen people do on TV because they figure, well, those people have jobs and I don't. So whether it's right or wrong, they don't know. And it's just, it's hard. It's, you know, and the more that the veterans who either, for whatever reason, either still need the money or just, I don't know what the fucking reasoning is, but the more that they validate some of this horseshit behavior, the more that everybody thinks it's okay.